What's happening, fellas? Ah, the sweet smell of two-stroke in the air. How many of you guys, in the comments, how many of you guys think this is the most badass looking 252 stroke you've ever seen? It is straight up next level from top to bottom, front to back. This is a bike that took about a year to build, just sourcing all the parts and putting it all together and getting it tuned to perfection. The graphics alone, I won't tell you how much time Christy put into designing these graphics because, well, she doesn't want me to tell you, but it was a lot. She labored on this for quite some time to make sure it was perfect. And take a look at it. Zoom in. This is graphics kit number 12, full custom, one of one. You'll never see another one like it. And I told her, I said, this is a very special bike, honey. You got to make this one off the hook. And I think she exceeded my expectations. I guess I'll start at the front of the bike and work my way back because there's so much to talk about with this bike. There's very little on this bike that is stock or original. It's been completely rebuilt from the frame up, like you would see a factory race bike being done. Starting at the front wheel, it's a complete replacement impact tusk anodized red hub with brand new wheel bearings, brand new black spacers, brand new black rim, brand new spokes, brand new Hoosier tire and tube. We just put the tire and tube on it. It's been up and down the driveway a few times. The rim's got a few hours ride time on it. The brake caliper is a stock original 2005 Nissan Caliper, but the brake is a 280 millimeter oversized EBC with the billet braking extender here, so you can use the original caliper with a much larger brake. This thing stops on an absolute dime. The entire front end this is a 2015 Honda CRF250 forks that were redone by ORSS with the air to spring conversion. Phenomenal set of forks. They are mated up to a 2014 CRF250 triple clamp. So it's got 14 triple clamps, 15 forks. This is a brand new Cycra Stadium front number plate and fender. Real sharp, aggressive looking. Looks like it's off of 2021. Just beautiful. Working your way up from the bottom to the top, you'll see it's got a beautiful set of Renthal handlebars on there with the crossbar pad.
Twin walls.
These are the twin walls with the Renthal crossbar pad. Nice set of ODI grips. Has a Works connection, quick adjust clutch lever, perch with the anodized red mount. It has a 0-turn throttle. It has the Ken, you got one of these on your bike. What are your thoughts?
This is ZRT throttle. This is the best throttle ever made. It's got a roller bearing on the end, and it's zero resistance.
It's just the top shelf. So from the top of the throttle cable to the bottom of the knobbies, nothing is original on this. It's all top shelf. It was originally had the air to spring conversion done, and then Billy Ainsworth from BA Racing just refreshed it with new seals and fluids and everything else. The fork lowers are brand new. You can see the graphics on there are the custom by Steiger Designs CR250 graphics. Just looks like something off a factory race bike. The radiator shrouds are new black shrouds. It has a anodized breather. It has a new moto seat cover. The whole back end of the bike is black plastics with the custom Steiger graphics kit on it. The shock was modified originally by the same company. They did the front fork, and then BA Racing just refreshed it. You can see it's got a brand new bumper on the back here for the shock bumper. It's been new seals and refreshed, so the shock is fresh. The shock guard is a brand new Cycra red. The rear rim, like the front, is a full replacement impact tusk rim, anodized rim, spokes, and an impact tusk black wheel with a brand new Hoosier tire with the new tube and rim strip. The rear brake pads are new. The Renthal chain and sprockets are new, and you can see it has a full complement of the TM Design Works chain guide, chain slider, billet, ball bearing rollers on the rollers, and a new front sprocket. The frame, this bike was obviously stripped right down to the frame. The frame was sent out for powder coating, and the powder coating shop that did it took the special care to tape off the original CR250R decal and also tape off I hate when they powder coat over the VIN numbers and you got to sand it down. It looks like real monkey work. This looks factory, and it preserved the original 2005 decal. This is moto tape, gripper tape on the side of the frames to protect the powder coating. The pegs are Fastway pegs. The front, the matching to brake pedal was mounted to match the Fastway pegs. The original engine covers were painted to match. It has a new custom kickstart lever by AS3, excuse me. Now I'm going to get to the motor because that's really the heart of this beast. This thing barks like only a CR250 or a high-performance 252-stroke can, and that's where the real magic is. Before I do that, I forgot to mention it has a deval lowering link on the back here to change the shock rate for make it a little bit better on braking bumps and a little bit more manageable. All the bearings in the bike, the swing arm bearings, the linkage bearings are brand new OEM replacements when the frame was done. They're all OEM, no aftermarket bearings. The wheel bearings front and back are new, and all the bearings in the motor are new. Starting with the heart of the motor, the crank, a new OEM Honda crank was sourced by Colton, the previous owner, as discussed in the previous video that we did on the bike a few months back. Brand new Honda OEM crank. The cylinder was sent out and replated, and a brand new Wiseco piston, single ring piston was installed with a new base gasket, new head gasket, and you can see it has the V-Force reed valve on the intake here. New twin air filter, all new red matching carburetor hoses, all new GPI red radiator hoses. The radiators were replaced with a set of lightweight aluminum factory style radiators, GPI radiators with the red guards on the front. It has a works connection radiator protection mounts on there on both sides, as you can see. Just awesome. The exhaust system is a Pro Circuit Works, full Pro Circuit Works. It's the unfinished natural work style pipe with a matching, you have to zoom in on this side here to see this, it has a matching Pro Circuit Factory Sound R304 stainless shorty. Love the sound of the shorty. The thing just absolutely positively barks. Just a kick-ass piece. So the new front end combined with all of the other upgrades on this thing is about as good. Well, they stopped making these in 2007. This was really the epitome of the Honda's two-stroke development. There were no revisions to 2006 or 7. This is like buying a brand new 2017 CR250 with the new style forks and everything redone on it, and the engine upgraded. The clutch, I almost forgot. It has a full Hinson clutch in it, and also the entire wiring harness on this bike. The entire wiring harness, $700 for the stator, the regulator, the wiring harness, the coil, the CDI box, everything. The entire wiring harness was replaced because when he rebuilt it, he reversed the polarity of one of the wires in it. He wasn't sure exactly what happened, so rather than risk any issues, he replaced the entire electrical system. It's all brand new. Has a new factory racing Boyson ignition cover. Just a kick-ass piece. So, ready to go. If you have any questions about it, give us. Oh, titanium hardware. Has titanium hardware on the exhaust mount over here. The entire hardware kit on the bike all the hardware was replaced. All the nuts and bolts that hold it together, starting at the top of the gas tank, working your way down the side panels. Everything's new when it was reassembled, including the titanium bolts that mount the subframe and the exhaust, and some other titanium bolts. I forget exactly where they are, but I'm probably forgetting a few things. But as you can see, no bolt, no stone was left untouched on this bike. Even the swing arm was powder coated, the matching black. And you stand back and look at this. It is absolutely amazing. Junior, you have any comments on the bike? You like to add your 2 cents in here?
Yeah, the graphics kit and the scheme on this bike is ridiculous. That's
it's about, yeah, like I said, it's the next level look. Christy put a ridiculous amount of time into designing these graphics. They were printed by STS Motorsports, the #1 graphics company in the Northeast here. They've been doing my graphics since 2000. Oh, geez, I think around 2000, about 20 years. Steve's been doing my graphics from when he started in his shed. Now he's got a big company, but he used to have a printer in a small little office shed out back. Now he's like a multi-million-dollar company with box trucks and everything. But just a kick-ass machine. I added up, I asked Colton to add up what the parts cost on the bike. He said it was $6,000 for the parts, and somewhere in the area 60 hours labor has been put into the bike. We took the bike right down to the frame, took all the plastics, the seat, the wheels off of it, the subframe. We stripped the bike right down to inspect everything before we put the graphics and the new tires and the plastics on it. And the bike, everything checked out perfect. There was one crack on the up on the top where the subframe and exhaust mount right here, so we had that professionally welded, and there was 2 small cracks on the GPI works connection radiator mount. Those were professionally welded. Other than that, everything checked out to spec perfectly. So always recommend taking a look at the frame rails on every bike as usual. You'll note the frame rails in this are in excellent condition on both sides. And it's a nice piece, man. It's just needs a new rider, really. This side of the frame is in excellent condition also. You can see the exhaust system is in excellent condition. Just a next level bike. So think about it. Almost a year from dismantling the bike, and I've done it before too. My 2010 YZ450F that I won. Oh Jesus, I think 10 championships on that bike. I rode it for 6 years, that one, and one time when I took it apart, it took me over a year to redo the motor and everything else. If you really take your time and you get obsessed and you want every nut and bolt right, that's what it takes. So, but to round it down to 60 hours labor, what about all the time searching all the parts and going back and forth to the different shops and boxing up the cylinder to get shipped out? And it's just a ridiculous amount of work. Plus over $6,000, and with the extra stuff we done, the tires and the graphics, figure $6,500 in parts and labor. I mean, in parts, and then 65 hours, 70 hours of labor at normal shop rates. If you did it yourself, you'd only spend the $6,500 plus the cost of the bike, and you're not going to find a CR250 for less than $5,000 or $4 or $5,000. That's worth its salt. That's worth doing. So you got the original $4 or $5,000 into the bike, plus $6,000 in parts, plus 60 hours of shop, 60, 70 hours of shop labor. Do the math. You don't have to be a math major to see that you're going to spend a fat stack of cash. This one's done. And I always recommend people buy a bike that's done, because it's very difficult to get your money back out of an investment like this than have someone else put all the money into it. And it's been done, and it's ready to go. So give us a call if you have any questions. It's a kick-ass machine. You're not going to find a nicer one anywhere on the planet. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.